that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. More than I can say, do it to me, I can say. More than I can say, do it to me, I can say. More than I can say, do it to me, I can say. More than I can say.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Nick and Brandon with Hodgepodge Tech. Are you looking to ditch the 1080p monitor but not really feeling dishing out $600-700 on a 4K? We've got a couple of used monitors here in the 1440p segment that might be of interest to you. Let's check these things out.
Alright, on the left we have the BenQ GW2765HT monitor. This monitor is going to be a 27-inch 1440 IPS panel. It's got a 4 millisecond response time gray to gray. You know, BenQ is claiming that the contrast ratio on this is 20 million to 1 with 178 degrees of viewing angle. A couple of the perks that you're going to get on the BenQ are its zero flicker backlighting technology, as well as its adjustable low blue light levels. Just going to feel softer on your eyes when you're sitting in front of it for a long period of time.
On the right, we have the ASUS PB278Q. This is also going to be a 27-inch 1440p monitor. It's using the Samsung PLS panel. This panel has a 5 millisecond response time, gray to gray. ASUS has claimed that this one has a contrast ratio of 80 million to 1 with 178 degree viewing angle. ASUS's main goal with this monitor was to give gamers and content creators a color-accurate monitor with a sharp image.
Both of these monitors are using a matte screen for their IPS type panels, which is awesome because you guys won't have to deal with the glare or any of the crazy reflections. BenQ is using a true IPS panel, which is known for its color accuracy as well as its wide viewing angles.
The ASUS, however, is using Samsung's variant, the PLS panel, which offers basically the same level of image quality and viewing angles as a traditional IPS panel. However, ASUS did offer two different panels on this monitor depending on the manufacturing date. This monitor, for example, is labeled as a January of 2014 and has the actual PLS panel from Samsung. Sometime during 2014, potentially around Q2, they updated the panel with an AHVA PLS. The reason behind this was a claimed PWM issue in low brightness situations with the first generation PLS panel. They also claimed the AHVA produced more vivid colors, which, it might be a toss-up. I haven't seen them both. The AHVA has been known to produce a decent amount of backbleed. So if you're in dark situations, the monitor's dark, whatever the case, you might notice, a bunch of light bleeding from the corners. I've seen some pretty nasty pictures of it. This one, however, it's got pretty much no backlight bleed at all. I haven't noticed any flickering in low brightness or anything like that. It's been a good panel, so you got to look out for the two different variations of it. Both monitors have a decently slim bezel profile and are quite similar in size. The BenQ is using a gloss black bezel finish, whereas the ASUS has a matte finish. We really prefer the matte finish just because it doesn't show the reflections or the fingerprints nearly as much as the gloss.
The BenQ buttons are located on the back right hand side of the monitor. The buttons themselves are pretty poorly labeled. It's kind of hard to figure out which button's going to do exactly what. In the menu, you have a couple of your basic options. You have your volume, input, and low blue lighting. In the actual menu, you can go into the picture and picture advanced options to alter your displayed image. Picture allows you to control your brightness, contrast, and sharpness. Picture advanced gives you your preset picture modes, where BenQ has given you a few of your basic options for your display settings.
The ASUS buttons are located on the bottom of the monitor. You have your choice of power, input, brightness, menu, volume, quick fit, and preset picture selection. In the actual menu, you can basically elaborate on these quick options and fine-tune your picture with brightness, contrast, and sharpness adjustments. Overall, the ASUS menu is decently easy to navigate.
On the back of the BenQ, your I/O is going to start off with your standard power plug. You have a dual link DVI, your HDMI, DisplayPort 1.2, VGA, and a 3.5mm input and output jack. This audio pass-through is not only powers the monitor's internal speakers, but it also acts as the headphone jack if you want to use it.
You'll find a similar story on the ASUS with a standard power plug, a 3.5mm in and out, HDMI, dual link DVI, VGA, and DisplayPort 1.2. Keep in mind, to view 1440p on either of these monitors, you'll have to use a DisplayPort, dueling DVI, or an HDMI 2.0 cable, which most of them these days are. VGA, you cannot see 1440, it won't do it.
As far as the stands go, both of these monitors are using base mounts. They are compatible with your standard monitor stands and wall mounts. Both of them are tilt, pivot, swivel, and height adjustment stands. Both stands also come with the snap-in cable organizers. However, we are missing the one for the ASUS. Both stands seem to be pretty high quality built, which, I mean, you can kind of expect that from these two manufacturers.
So which monitor is better? Well, that's kind of a loaded question. I mean, on paper, the BenQ is probably pulls ahead a little bit. It's got a couple of features that the ASUS doesn't have, but I mean, it's also got a couple of drawbacks. I mean, what do you think of that bezel and the buttons?
Glossy bezel, it gets pretty annoying, especially when I'm gaming. It seems like a lot of them have the chat menus kind of in the bottom corner. I notice the glare on that every time that I'm playing. Anytime that I try to go in there, if I want to shift up, say I'm watching a movie and want to change up the display a little bit, navigating on these buttons is a total nightmare. They're really, really poorly labeled, as we stated before. You know, that's the two biggest drawbacks of this monitor. I love the panel. I think it looks fantastic. You know, I really don't have any real complaints with it other than those two things.
Well, I mean, the ASUS isn't really walking away clean either. I mean, I have, on occasion, I've got an issue with the DisplayPort on this thing to where if I don't sync up starting the computer and turning on the monitor in the correct order or timing, whatever it is, it's a real pain in the butt to get it to display. Sometimes I have to restart the computer. I don't know if that's software on my end or if the monitor is actually known to do that. However, I know you have no issues like that with the BenQ, so I mean, they both have kind of their faults, I suppose. It may pertain to just these specific ones, but it's worth noting. I mean, if you were to do it all over again and you were to get another one, what do you think you would get?
You know, I really don't think that there's a bad route to go for you guys. I mean, both of them are great monitors. I personally would probably go with the ASUS just for the aesthetics. I like the matte finish on it. However, there are stuff out there that shows you how to take this apart and make it matte if you wanted to by painting it.
Hint, hint. Upcoming video potentially.
Maybe. So I mean, either one of them, I don't think that you can go wrong. You can pick these up usually around 200 to 250 bucks used. So you know, just keep your eye out if you're in the market for one. I mean, you can snag a good deal. They're definitely out there.
Definitely.
What do you think? You got anything else, Dad?
That's it.
All right, guys. If you like the video, be sure to leave us a thumbs up. If you have any comments, just put them down below. Let us know what you're using and which one you would go with. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You know, we're going to be bringing out more stuff in the future.
We'll see you in the next one, guys.